Hello and welcome to Verbling. I am Teacher Oakley. Hope you're having a great day. Today in this class we are going to launch a kind of a mini series of classes at this particular time slot here on Verbling. This series of classes has to do with reduced pronunciation in English. American accent training a little bit thrown in, but basically the idea is we're going to learn about how normal English speakers speak, conversational English, the pronunciation of phrases and sentences together as a unit. We tend to do a couple major things: joining words together very quickly, in particular function words, the grammatic constructions we use to glue the content words together, the nouns and verbs and subject and object nouns and the adjectives and adverbs. We tend to very closely glue together content words with surrounding words in order to speak in phrases, not one word at a time. When I have taught these classes in the past, to my surprise, I thought I was really teaching an aspect of pronunciation and delivery, fluency, but a side effect which I found to be quite true when I was teaching students in an academy. Yes, I would see we tested them regularly in speaking, listening, writing, reading, vocabulary, grammar. What I found to be true, much to my surprise, was that in fact their speaking level increased a little bit, but their listening skills quantum leap. Suddenly the understanding of how this reduction worked actually really aided in their ability to listen to things like movie dialogues and ordinary conversation. So although I've listed this series of classes as speaking classes, perhaps I would have been better off listing them as listening classes. I don't know, but in any case, there's my introduction to this series of classes. Today, specifically, we are going to look at something called liaisons. Liaisons involves the idea of joining two sounds together. Phonetic sound, end of a word, beginning of a word, when we speak in phrases and clauses and sentences. So how we join those two words together is what we'll be talking about today. Okie doke. Let's get started. I want to greet everyone and do a little microphone check. Obviously, I need to check your microphone because I'm gonna have you guys practicing these things as we go along. Obviously. Hey, Mark. Welcome. Good morning, evening, whatever. Evening.
Yeah, good morning for me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm awesome.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
You know, I love your classes, especially pronunciations. When talking about pronunciation, I think it's amazing for me because I have been doing phonetics for 15, 16 years so far.
Uh-huh.
You know, phonetics,
Okay.
I mean, the symbols.
Yeah, I know. Right, phonetics, each individual sound taken.
So that's amazing for me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Really? Okay. Also, I need to welcome Marcus. Hello, Marcus.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Welcome to the class.
Thanks.
All right, terrific. Good to have you here. Hello, Philip. Welcome to the class. Hi there. Philip?
Hi, teacher. Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm good. Wow, that's a little
Okay.
loud, but okay. Hi.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Welcome to the class.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Hussein, long time no see. Hussein, how are you?
How how are you? Hello.
I'm
and
good.
you and you a lot of
Well,
interpret a lot
it's
of
good.
time.
Good to see you again. Nice to have you in the class again, Hussein.
Thank you very much. Thank
Okay.
you.
Also, hello, Armando. Welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. Nice to have you aboard. Hello, Heidi. Hi, Heidi. How was your weekend?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. And finally, Heber has joined us. Hello, Heber. Welcome to the class. Heber, Heber, Heber. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, Heber, once you get settled there, give me a shout out so I know I can talk to you. All right. I'm going to do a screen share here with you, and we'll get started. All right. First of all, okay, joining sounds together. As I said, the last phonetic sound in a word and the first phonetic sound in a word, joining them together. The easiest way to do this in English is by alternating consonant and vowel sounds. Vowels, simple physical reason for this. Vowel sounds, we have our mouth open and we're moving our tongue forward and back, up and down, but our mouth is open. So from the vowel position, physically, it's very easy to move into the consonant sounds where we utilize our teeth and lips and tongue and the roof of our mouth and so forth. So it's very easy to move from one to the other, physically speaking. Okay, most often we really strongly connect words when they end in a consonant sound and the next word starts with a vowel sound. Very true. It works the other way as well. If a word ends with a vowel sound and then the next sound is a consonant sound. One thing I have to add here for an interesting aspect of language learning for some of you, not applicable for others, but in some languages, particularly Italian, somewhat Spanish speakers and Portuguese speakers, and a little bit French speakers, sometimes you guys tend to add a vowel sound. I want to go to the store. You add this extra vowel sound at the ends of words. Well, to be perfectly honest, sometimes you're actually creating a vowel consonant and you're actually making it easier to liaison or join sounds together, but sometimes you're sabotaging yourself and you're actually making it harder. So obviously you shouldn't do that because it isn't the correct pronunciation, but the other reason you have to try to eliminate this bad habit is you're actually making speaking in phrases and creating liaisons more difficult for yourself. So you're making the game harder. Okay. Another point I have to another thing I have to point out, something we're going to be looking at tomorrow and the next day at this hour, is the fact, as I mentioned, this is the easiest way to join these sounds together. As a result, we frequently will create the situation where we can do this. For example, why on earth does the English language have the articles a and n? A-N. It's very simple. The words mean exactly the same thing. They're used in precisely the same way. They're considered really the same word, The only reason we have these two articles is for this reason, what you're looking at right here, so that we can say a book, vowel followed by a consonant, very quickly joined together. A book, a pencil, a dog. An N, A-N, an umbrella. An accident, to join the N consonant with the vowel of the first, the vowel sound of the first sound of the next word. It's very simple. That's the only reason those exist. We do that, and again, we're going to be looking at it in the next couple days' classes all the time. We reduce or alter the pronunciation of words so that we can do this, so that we can join the words together using the simplest type of liaison, the consonant vowel, or alternately vowel consonant. Okay, let's practice this a little bit. Mark, go ahead. This first little sentence here.
Okay. My name is Zan.
Okay, my name is Zan. Notice in the pronunciation, my name. Notice how this actually kind of gets phrased. My name, me, Zan. Notice what we're doing. We're actually taking the last sound, the M, and joining it with the first vowel sound in is. My name, me, and then we're doing the same thing again. The S in is, which is a Z sound. We join it very, very closely with an. My name is Zan. Right? If you listen very closely, that's really what it sounds like. A lot of the time, speaking English, this happens. So, yeah, you got to get used to that whole concept of what they're doing is joining the last sound to the first sound.
Yeah, you guys blend sounds together all the time.
All the time. That is correct. And again, this is the most basic one. All right, let me have somebody else give it a go. Marcus. Okay, try this next one.
American accent.
Accident. Accent.
Accent.
Okay, if you look in the pronunciation here, all right. I want to just, as we're looking at these notes today and tomorrow, just a little notation about this. Why is there apostrophe here between the R and the K? It's perfectly correct to say American, but this apostrophe shows when the vowel sound or the syllable is greatly reduced. American accent, American accent. American accent. Notice the second word. It sounds like it begins with the N. So it sounds like it starts with the N here. American accent. One more time, Marcus. American accent.
American accent. American accent.
There we go. Okay. Very good. Now, in addition here, okay. There's many very normal kind of collocated phrases that we use in English, and part of the reason that they are so closely related is because they just are constant. The whole thing, well, similar to my name is Am, is alternating back and forth. Alternating, I mean vowel and consonant sounds. Okay, we also use these. You might see these in other places, like acronyms, for example. Let's Philip. Let me try this one.
LA.
L.A.
LA.
And people from Los Angeles, if you ask them where they live, that's how they say it. I live in L.A. They even
Okay.
they even stretch this long, make this a longer vowel sound. Where do you live? L.A. Baby. Woo!
LA.
L.A. baby. All right.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Um, all right. So, all right. Very good. Good job. All right. That's basically it. Even pronouncing numbers. Hussein, you want to give this a try?
99506.
506. Sate.
Uh, 506.
Forgot the sate. But that was really good, though. Joining the sounds. You pronounced it exactly as it is here in the pronunciation part of the table. That was actually very, very good. 9095068. Even when we slow it down and we're carefully pronouncing these numbers, like a phone number, giving somebody a phone number. Here, put this in your cell phone. It would still sound like this. 9095068. Even the slowed down version, you would hear it like this. Okay, next is consonant and consonant, but I'm going to skip that for a minute because that's the hardest one. I want to talk about vowel and vowel first. I'll go back there just a second. Okay. When a word ending in a vowel sound is next to one beginning with another vowel sound, they are connected with what is called a glide. In English, we do not do glottal stops. We don't start a vowel and then have a small pause and then say another vowel. In some languages, you have two vowel sounds together, and it's normal in some languages, and you do what's called a glottal stop. You basically block your throat, and you say ooh, or whatever, we don't do that in English. We want to keep the sounds flowing. As Mark said, we tend to blend sounds together because we don't really use pauses except where there are punctuations, or of course we do other dramatic intonation stops, pauses, for emphasis, in order to highlight words sometimes, or to make a dramatic pause, like telling a scary story or a joke, something like that. All right, that's a whole different thing. But for the most part, we like to keep the sound flowing. So, being that we don't make these glottal stops, what we do is create a glide. Glides are, very simply, W's and Y sounds. For example, Heidi. Try this one.
Go away.
Go away. Yes. Listen very carefully. You can definitely hear a W sound there. Go away. Go on. Go on. All right. Go on. I'll go away. Okay. Sometimes it's a W sound, sometimes it's a Y sound. You really don't have to think about this too much. If you're naturally speaking, your mouth is going to be in that position. There are no rules. It could be a W or a Y, so you're never wrong, whichever one you choose. Do whichever one feels more natural. That is the correct choice. It doesn't really matter which one. So you need not concern yourself with following some kind of rule here. It's whatever comes naturally is going to be correct automatically. It's used just as a bridge. So it doesn't obviously doesn't have any meaning. It's just used to keep the fluency, the flow. Okay. Hébert, are you there? Hébert? Hello?
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
There we go. Hi. Good morning, or good evening, or good whatever.
Good evening.
Okay. Good evening. Okay. Welcome to the class, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to give you this more complicated one here. Hébert, go ahead and read this sentence.
All right. I also need the other one.
Okay, very good. Your Y's are very clear there. I also need the other one. Okay, well, as I said, doesn't matter which one you choose. It's going to come naturally. It's not a strong sound. It's only a bridging sound. You don't need to force it. It's just a way to get from A to B, one vowel sound to the next vowel sound. It's not really important. Okay, so we hear this glide when we're joining two words together. We can also hear it within a word. For example, Mark, can you say this word? Pronounce this word. Mark? Mark, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Oh, hi. Okay. All right. Can you pronounce this word carefully for me?
Society.
Okay, very good. So, breaking it into syllables. So, sigh, yet, D. Society. I might put the T with the last syllable, whatever, it doesn't really matter. So society, and there's your Y sound in the middle. Okay. Breaking up two vowels. Of course, in English, we can have a word, you know, just because, this is actually a common mistake, just because there's two or even three vowel sounds does not mean there's two or three vowel sounds. It does not mean that the vowel sound will be some kind of blended sound. It can be just one pure vowel sound. Beautiful. It's not a very common mistake is students will say beautiful. They think they have to blend those vowels into some kind of no, not at all. You know, I hear things like instead of beat, one vowel sound, I'll hear biet. No. Don't worry about it. Just because there are two or three vowels does not mean that it's not one sound. In this case, society, we're pronouncing both vowels. What is the rule? Sorry, there really is no rule. If we're pronouncing them as one sound, you just have to know. Okay, so this EAU in beautiful is one sound only. We don't say B-U to, never mind, I can't even do it. I can't even fake it. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's the idea of using a glide to connect two vowel sounds. Very simple, really. Okay, now let's go to our consonants. This gets tricky a little bit. Okay, consonants to consonants. This is the tricky one. Words are connected when a word ends in a consonant sound. The next word starts with a consonant in the similar position. Now again, sometimes particularly when we're dealing with function words, we'll change the pronunciation of usually the ending sound of a word. We do this a lot. However, when we have content words, even especially long content words, we need to slow down a little bit. Biological experiments. Okay, I can join them because biological ends with an L. Experiment starts with an E, so that's fairly easy. Consonant vowel, biological experiments. I don't have to slow down as much, but sometimes with other combinations of words, it becomes more difficult. Well, let's take a look here. Actually, before we look at this, I want to talk about something much easier. There are consonant to consonants which are very, very simple. For example, Marcus, can you read this? Simple, right?
Boat trip.
Okay, but wait a minute. Actually, you kind of pronounce the T twice. You don't really need to do that. You can just say boat trip. Boat trip.
Boat trip.
There you go. One T sound, and the ever so slight hesitation is actually located here. Boat trip.
Boat trip.
There you go. Okay. So anytime that we have the same exact sound, the same exact phonetic sound, we're only going to pronounce it once, but this is how it's done. You have that slight pause before you say the word, okay? Doesn't matter what it is. Let's see if I can think of another one. Okay, why am I not? Okay. Okay, there you go. Let's see. All right, Philip, can you try this one?
Yes. Bad dad.
Bad dad. Bad dad.
Yeah.
Notice the slight, there's a very, very slight, excuse me, very, very slight kind of a pause here. Bad dad.
Bad dad.
All right, it's not, there's bad dad.
Bad
He's
dad.
a bad dad.
Bad dad.
Okay, that's better. Okay. He's a bad dad.
He's a bad dad.
That's much better. Okay, the slight pause there, where I stuck the parentheses here, so that we know we've got two different words. That's the sort of signal that we use.
Okay.
Boat trip. Okay, there's a slight break there that we use when we do this. Okay, now other consonants. This is kind of tricky. All right, what we're thinking about here in this lips behind the teeth, throat, well, okay, where these sounds are being formed physically, physiologically. Lips, well, that's pretty easy. P, p, and f. Okay, of course, we have unvoiced sounds, just air pushing out, and then the voice sounds where we actually have our vocal cords working. You can feel if you touch your throat when you pronounce a b, 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 you can feel the vibration. Your vocal cords are working. Now, I think you might notice if you look at this little chart carefully that, for example, P is the same sound unvoiced as B. Same motion, physically, I'm talking about. P, b, p, b, p, b. Same thing with F's and V's, T's and D's. Ch, j, ch, j, CH and J. Okay. Same position, K and G. Same position of everything. Your muscles that form the sound, your lips, teeth, throat, whatever. But some are voiced and some are unvoiced. So, okay, what are we saying here? And the next word starts with a consonant in a similar position. These are the positions. So it's very easy for us to join sounds if they're in other words, if your mouth is in the correct position and you just have to voice or unvoice a sound, any of these are easy to maneuver from one to the other. It's very simple. Okay.
And also when it gets about ED word endings, I mean, these unvoiced and voiced that are really helpful.
Yes. Well, okay. Right.
Because it's a huge problem for us, you know.
Well,
we never know how to say, because ED for, I think, you know, I'm talking because I have some problems with that.
okay. Well, okay. That's a very, very good point. Okay. That's a very good point. For example, the verb is watch, to watch. Okay. If we add the ed past tense, the unvoiced ch.
Yeah.
Okay. So this becomes pronounced. It's the same. It's the same idea as exactly what we're looking at. It sounds like watched.
Yeah.
Why? Because we want to go from the unvoiced ch to the unvoiced t. Well, there they are. They're right in the same category. So it's easier to stay unvoiced. Right. As opposed to, well, voice sounds or vowels. By the way, all vowels are voice sounds. By definition, they have to be. So tried, because we already got a voice sound I, we just add the D, which is here. It's voiced. Or so it's just a D sound. Right. So in other words, we're staying in the same group, voiced or unvoiced, with these past tense. It's really the same idea. It's really exactly the same idea. Burn, n, and the N sound is a voice sound, so that's why we pronounce the ed past tense burned. So we can just keep the voice sound going. It's all about keeping it going, keeping the fluency moving. Okay. Well, to further explain, and we'll try this out, everybody's going to get a chance to try this out because it's really the most complex one. If a word ends with a letter from behind the teeth category and the next word starts with a letter from the same category, these words are kind of going to be naturally joined together, blended together. Same for lips and throat. So, for examples, okay. Where were we? Okay, Philip. All right. Hussein. All right, let's start with you. Let's give this a try. Just say this phrase, sentence.
I just didn't get the chance.
All right.
I just didn't get the chance.
Okay. I just didn't. Okay. Just didn't. All right. Basically, notice in the pronunciation box over here, where's the T? Where'd it go? I can't find it. All right. Okay. It basically just kind of disappears. There's two things going on here. All right. Number one, the S sound is unvoiced behind the teeth, and so is the T sound. Number two, an American accent, we have something called a flapped D or a fast D sometimes, a couple different things. It's
like an international.
International. Well, there the T kind of disappears. International. Right. In that case, okay. International. The T basically vanishes because why does it vanish? Think about it. The N is a voice sound, and then we have to flop over to this unvoiced sound, and N is more of a voiced sound, a throat sound. Okay, it's a nasal. The M, the NG, and the N, these are nasal voice sounds. They actually belong down in this box, down here in the lower right-hand corner. So we got to switch from this to this, which is it's a leap. It's a ways to go. So what happens is we just reduce the sound international. We get rid of the T.
Kitten, mitten, mountain, Britain.
Okay, now you're talking about the old flap D or fast D there, Heidi. Right. So when a British person says British, I am British, I always remember British love their tea. I always think about British people drinking their tea. Well, they love their tea. Americans, not so much. We're coffee drinkers. So we don't really say British. We say, Americans would say he's British.
Yeah.
He's British. Okay, yes, certainly. Water sounds like water.
That's why I've given up British English. I definitely had a hard time, trying to copy those guys. It was definitely impossible for me.
Well, here's what we're really looking at, just so I can explain it. Notice these two examples that I've given you. It's a T which is surrounded by two vowel sounds. Okay.
Yeah.
In American accent, we do pronounce our T's for the most part if it starts a word or starting a sentence or something like that. Today, I'm going to the beach. Well, okay, I'm going to the beach. Notice when it's not surrounded by two vowels, today starts a sentence, so obviously it's not.
Yeah.
I'm pronouncing my T's fully, normally. But when it's surrounded by these two vowel sounds, American accent, we use this fast D. It's faster. Why? Again, look back at our chart. There's that D is voiced. I already said vowels are already voiced. So I don't have to flip-flop voice to unvoiced back to voiced. It's much smoother and easier.
Yeah.
We're also going to see this the next couple days when we're looking at reduced forms. There's so many reduced forms that involve D's. And it's much easier to reduce a D sound. Well, whatever. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, okay, I just didn't. Really, our T is being folded into the D of didn't, as well as being reduced. So there's two reasons that just disappears. I just didn't get the. Now, Hussein did a very good job here, but let me try to explain this. Get the. When we do something here, we don't physically pronounce the get the. What we do, if I can explain, our tongue is slightly back from our teeth when we pronounce a t sound, and obviously with a th sound, our tongue is actually touching or even slightly outside of our top teeth. Something interesting happens here when we're joining these two sounds together. The tongue is somewhere like directly behind the top teeth. It's not really in the right place for a T. It's not really in the right place for a TH. We kind of blend the sound. Get the. It's not really a very clear T or a very clear TH. Get the chance.
I think, maybe I'm kind of amazed because I'm myself a language teacher. I teach Portuguese, but I think it's because the T sound and TH sound is so close. You guys blend these sounds because it's easier. I think the main purpose is the language. I mean, is to communicate, and so that's why.
Some would say so. Some would think so. It seems logical to me, Mark. Okay. All right. Yes, and they are close. Physically close, you're talking about. Physically close in the actual physical movements. Yes, precisely. All right, so, okay, the is a voice sound, T is not. So we kind of stick our tongue up there to start the T, and then we voice it. Get the. Okay. Okay. But it is, all right, so it's interesting because this is T and TH, as we just noted, is a very close physically sound, behind the teeth sound. Although I could argue TH is really on the teeth, but all right, whatever, close. Okay, let me have Heidi try this next one. Heidi?
Yeah, I've been late twice.
Okay, I've been. Notice how easy it is to get from V to B. Very easy. I've been. All you have to do is kind of close your lips. I've been. You're right there. So when Heidi said this, it's very, very close. There's no pause at all. I've been. And then as we looked at earlier, we're not repeating the T in twice. Late, twice. Again, slight pause between late, twice. Between the vowel sound and the joining T sound. One time T sound. Okay. All right. Let's everybody to try this a little bit. Okay. 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 I'm just going to write a couple words. They may not even make sense, but I just want to hear your blending. So, hey, Bear, try this one.
Laugh back.
Laugh back. Okay.
Laugh back.
All right. Those kind of lip sounds, very easy to join from one to the other. Okay, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let me. Okay. Mark, try this one. Whoops. Whoops. What am I doing? Okay, I can't spell John. I've lost my mind. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Hey. Why, Johnny?
Watch Johnny. Watch Johnny. Watch.
Yeah, that's I have to definitely to see these. I mean the final sound. Watch Johnny.
Watch Johnny. Now that's an interesting one. Okay, that's definitely interesting. I'm doing something really weird there. Okay, try
Johnny.
this one.
Watch Johnny.
That's easier, right? Wash Johnny. Wash
because
Johnny.
Because this SH sound uh, it's more comfortable so that I can make this transition to j sound.
Well, it's easier because this is
Yeah.
called a continuant. It's not a
Mm.
glottal stop. It's a continuant, so it's always easier to join sounds when the last sound in a word is a continuant. A continuant.
I don't know why I do that, but I do. I think it's more natural if I try this
It
way.
seems natural. Well, it's a hell of a lot easier. Oops, pardon my French, excuse my language, but it's a lot easier because you have a continuant, so you've got time and you can easily slide your tongue around and blend the sounds. It's much, much easier. Continuants are sounds that phonetic sounds that you can make continuously, like sh, s, z. All right. V, these are continuants. Ch sound, ch is a glottal sound. K, k, g, g sound. Those are glottals, and you can't continue them. Try to continue a ch, and your head will explode. All right. Your head will explode because it's a quick sound. Ch. So watch Johnny. What I'm doing when I do this physically, watch, I force some air out between my tongue and the roof of my mouth before I drop my tongue or release the sound for Johnny. Watch Johnny. Watch Johnny. I'm leaving my tongue up on the roof of my mouth, and just the tip of my tongue folds a little, and I spit a little air out. Got to be careful not to spit on people when you do this. Watch Johnny. Okay.
It seems for me that you guys are kind of sustained. I'm not sure if it is the right word. This when saying watch Johnny, it's kind of you put a kind of stress on the vowel, so that you can make that transition sounds more smoothly.
Yeah, it sounds more smooth. Yeah. Yeah, that's
okay. It seems to me, because it's my Brazilian ears listening to you. Yeah.
Okay. Let's try another. Let me get Marcus to try one. Marcus, try this one.
Wrong car.
Okay, try it again.
Wrong car, Judge.
Dude. Hey, dude. This is dude. Wrong car, dude. All right. It's fairly easy to join this NG and this is actually the K sound. Okay, they're both throat sounds. Wrong car, dude. Then we go from an R to the D, but they're both voiced. All right, so car, dude. It's still not that hard. Okay, not if they're in the same group in this chart, looking at this particular chart, if they're in the same group vertically or horizontally, they're fairly easy to transition. When you have problems is when you're going from unvoiced to voiced in a totally different category. Okay, let's try that. Okay, Philip, try this one.
Pink Barbie doll.
Pink Barbie doll. Well, Barbie doll, that's not so bad because we got a Barbie doll, a vowel sound and then a consonant. But what the problem here is pink Barbie doll. Pink Barbie doll. Here,
Pink Barbie doll.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's not bad at all, Philip, because we need to do something different here. Because it's really hard to move from this K to this B. Pink Barbie doll. What am I doing? I'm not really, I've got this glottal stop, but I'm not breathing out. I'm not using my aspiration, it's called. Breathing out suddenly, puff of air outside your mouth is an aspiration. So I'm not saying pink Barbie doll. I don't do that. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm not what we call releasing the sound. Pink. I move my tongue up to position, getting ready to drop it to aspirate and pronounce the K, but I never do. Pink Barbie doll. It's like I'm pronouncing half of the K sound. Pink Barbie doll. Pink. It's almost there, but not quite. Pink Barbie doll. Pink. I don't drop my tongue. Pink Barbie doll. I never drop it because I'm moving my lips to shut my lips for this B sound. So I never keep my mouth open and drop my tongue. I never aspirate. Pinka. Pink. Behind these aspirants, behind these glottal stops, pink, fat, bad, especially D and K and G, bag. There's almost a slight vowel sound when we pronounce these. Okay? Bad karma. Bad karma. Bad karma, dude. Bad karma. What we do, okay, this is very similar. Same idea here as in pink Barbie doll. Go ahead and try this one, Hussein.
Bad karma.
Bad karma.
Bad karma.
Bad karma. Again, we don't bad. There's no slight in other words, I'm not aspirating. I'm not finishing the sound. Bad. My tongue is still up in my mouth. Well, here. Let me see if I can. Bad. My tongue is still up there. Bad karma. So I'm not bad. Yeah. I'm not dropping my tongue. I'm not releasing the sound. I'm half doing it. I'm pronouncing half the sound, actually, is what I'm really doing. Okay. That's the idea. Okay, so anyway, more complex, the consonants to consonants. And sometimes if we have to make a lot of movement from, where we pronounce the sounds, and especially moving voice to unvoiced or unvoiced to voiced, we actually reduce pronunciation of the first sound, or the sound that ends a word. We'll actually reduce or alter the pronunciation in order to make it blend or liaison with the next sound. That's basically the idea. Okay. Let's look at some more liaisons, which are we're going to be definitely. Let's see if we can zip through some. We'll definitely be looking at these very strong liaisons much more closely in classes coming up this week at this time. But here's some others which are change the sound dramatically. Actually, let's look at some liaisons with Y. This is very common. Words that start with Y, you, your. Okay. TDSZ follows by a word that starts with Y. Any ending sound, TDS or Z, these sounds get connected, liaison, they get joined. Okay, and with the sound, it doesn't matter if there's actually spelling a letter Y, as long as there's a sound Y. It really changes the actual phonetics. Okay, for example, T plus Y, ending sound with T, and a Y sounds like CH. I don't really like this first example because there's actually an S here. This is a terrible example, so that doesn't belong there. Let's try this next one. Heidi, let's try this. Can you say this?
Can't you do that? Can't you do it?
Can't you do it? Can't you? Can't you do it? Okay. I would even reduce this U to ya to a schwa sound. Can't you do it?
Can't you do it?
Can't you? All right. The idea, though, what that we're looking at is this T and Y. Sounds like CH. And it happens all over. Okay. Can't you do it? Okay. Mark, try the next one.
Okay. Don't you like it?
Very good. Don't you like it? Again, in reality, I would actually even reduce the U to ya. Don't you like it? Okay. It happens in sentences. It actually happens even in words. Marcus?
Actually.
Actually. And sometimes you will hear a hard K. Actually. What you don't hear is a T sound at all. So actually, this is a U. It's kind of there's kind of a Y sound here with this U. Actually. All right.
Actually.
So even in one word, not even in chunks of words, you can hear the same thing. T and Y. It sound like CH. We're going to be, again, I'm going to zip through these today. We'll be looking at these in depth the next couple days, if you guys can join me. D and Y. Word ends with D. The next word starts with a Y sound. It has a J sound. It's even slightly different than a J sound. I'd almost like to say it's more like J, almost a D blended with a J sound. For example, Philip.
Teacher.
Yes. Hi, Philip. Can you?
Yep.
Yep.
What'd you do?
What'd you do? Okay, now this is a drastic reduction. You, what did you do? What? Okay.
What'd you do?
What'd you do? What'd you do? Okay. Here, okay, again, this did gets reduced and blended with the T to basically a D sound. What'd you do? This is very common. This is a drastic reduction.
Yeah.
All right. What did you do? Okay. What did you do?
How do you guys say it normally?
Normally?
Yeah.
Normal conversation with your friends or your family, you would actually say, what'd you do? I mean, what did you do?
Yeah.
Nobody really says that in English. And now it would be perfectly understandable. What did you do? So what did you do? So what did you do? Okay. This is an example of a very drastic reduction.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
But it happens.
But it does happen. We'll be talking about that in a couple days. More drastic reductions. This one will come up again in future lessons. Hussein. Try this one.
Could you help me?
Very
Could you
good.
help me?
It's actually very good. Actually, you're very good at this. All right.
You like it?
Yeah, that's it. Heidi?
Did you like it?
All right. Did you? Did ya? All right. And even in one word, examples with when there's a U sound in there, Mark.
Graduation.
Graduation. There's this J sound there. Graduation. S and the Y, which usually you don't see this very often except in words. Okay, Marcus.
Insurance.
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 Yeah, I get the second syllable stress. So insurance.
Insurance.
Okay, that's it. And Philip?
Sugar.
Sugar. All right. Yeah, there you go. S and Y. Yes, she should. Yes, she should. Yes, you should. Yes, you should. So, yes, she should. If there's a slight, it doesn't get dragged, that's for sure. It doesn't get, continuously spoken. It's fast. That's one aspect. It's never dragged out. So that's important. Okay, last one. We're actually out of time. But Z and Y becomes the J sound like television, beige, garage, massage, J. That sound. Okay. All right, there it is. Hussein, try this.
How's your family?
Very good. Oh, you are good at this. Heidi, try this one.
What? Friend?
Yeah.
Ah, who's your friend?
Who's your Who's your friend?
Who's your friend?
Yeah, okay. There's a just sound, like casual, usual. Sound like television. Who's your friend? Okay. That is it. Thank you very much, everybody. Hopefully you can join me tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at reduced forms of all the function words. Lots and lots of material. I hope you can join me.